Hey y'all, I'm Locklith, and in today's video, we're getting back into collections because y'all seem to have enjoyed when I talked about manga or manga specifically, and I did ask in regards to my comic book collection, which is very, very small, so this one is going to be a shorter video than that one. But I did want to showcase the things that I do have because maybe in the future I will start collecting more. But there was a time in my life where I was collecting comic books through thrifting or through flea markets. And I also have a few like figures as well to show that are kind of related to what I collect comic book wise. So I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna pick and choose like I did in the manga collection. Of course, I'm gonna start with some Batman comics, and you will see a theme with these because Batman is my favorite superhero. And I don't have any lore or really any background on any of my comics, if I'm very fair, because it all comes down to my love for Batman and the cover. And I know, I get it, I understand. That's not why people collect comic books, but I like the aesthetics of it and I like how they look sometimes, and it's specifically the character. So I want to start it off with Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, which it's called Storm. It is Andrew Donkin, Graham Brand, and John Higgins. And here is the comic. And I'll try to show these off as best as I can as well. This one looks like it is from March of '94, and it is issue number 58. So take of that what you will. But I do like the aesthetics and the looks of this. Obviously, Batman is my favorite. The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies as well. And the ads on the back of some of these are just funny to me. So that's the first one, The Dark Knight. The next one is a detective comic from November 26th of 1991. And luckily, a lot of the ones that I have out of sleeves, and I understand. I know some of y'all will say, please girl, put that in a sleeve. Listen, I'm not a professional collector by any means, in any realm, in any category. So if this bothers you, I'm sorry. But if there are some in here that are like special gems that I should put in a sleeve, let me know in the comments, feed the algorithm as you will. But I've got a detective comic one here. I love the posing of Batman, of course, and I was born in '91, so I gravitate towards anything that comes out in that year. And obviously this one has some yellowing on the inside, but I really, really, really like this comic as well. Going into some really, really old and more worn down comics, all Batman related, of course. The Brave and the Bold presents Batman and Black Canary, which obviously by the cover and with the Joker here, this is why I got this one and picked this one up, because I really like how this looks. A lot of these comic books in the future I plan on framing and putting up because of the cover art, of course, and I love the pops of color with comic books. I mean, look at the Joker right there. He's great. We love to see it. Going back to Batman Detective Comics, I've got two here. This one features the entire Batman family, and the other one has Socko Slugfest of '76, Batman versus Black Spider. The one that features the entire Batman family is from 1979, September, which is my birth month, which is probably another reason why I picked it up. But here is the cover art of that as well. And then the other Batman Detective Comics with Black Spider is there. Then we've got the Batman Family Giant, an all-new double-length story starring Batgirl and Robin. And you love to see it. You love to see that they are also represented. And so I've got a Who's Who, which is the definitive directory of the DC Universe, Volume 11. And it features characters like, we've got Batgirl, we've got the Batcave, We've got Big Bear, we've got Big Sur, we've got Black Bison, we've got Black Hawk, we've got Black Condor, a bunch of characters, and it actually gives you a list here as to all of them there as well, but it's just a who's who. It basically has her and then like a write-up, and then right next to that we've got Beautiful Dreamer. So yeah, it's got little blurbs for all, or not all, but a lot of the characters. It looks like it's in alphabetical order, so it goes from A to B here, and it looks like 32 characters in all, and also goes over like bad equipment and the Batcave like I mentioned, so it does have some of those things as well. Now, I will save my protective sleeved Batman comics for last, but let's do some random one-off ones. Speaking of ones that are in sleeves, I've got some classic illustrated comics, and this one is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. And here is the cover of that. Again, it's in a sleeve, so there is going to be some sheen there, so I'm so sorry about that, but I like it. However, they used a pen and actually, yeah, like this is damaged, obviously, and it was put in a sleeve after the case. And I think it was in one of those things where you just kind of filter through, like at a flea market, and they're all in sleeves and just kind of thrown in there. But it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so I had to pick that one up. And then the other classic one I have is The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. And there's the cover art for that, where, you know, you got the Three Musketeers there. Own the greatest stories by the world's greatest authors is what Classics Illustrated are. And they actually list off a lot of the old school ones here on the back that they cover. Like they got Les Mis, like Les Miserables. They've got The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like a lot of classic, I guess. Oh, Swiss Family Robinson. Ooh, have y'all seen that movie? That's a good movie. I really like that movie. I know I should probably not take this out of the sleeve, but I am curious. It's like a legit comic in the middle. So yeah, that's the Three Musketeers for you. Now let's get into some random ones that I've gotten from like Loot Crate, when we used to have Loot Crate, and some other things as well. I think only one of these is from Loot Crate, and actually, hang on. Just kidding. Okay, so 3 of these are from past Loot Crate boxes. It's one of those things where you pay a specific amount. I can't even remember how much it was, and you would get like figures, you would get comics, you get little pens, and pins as well. Just little random nerdy stuff in different categories, in different fields. I don't know how to describe it. If you've heard of Loot Crate, I don't know if it's still a thing anymore. I haven't subscribed to it in a very long time, but it's a monthly service of nerd items that you get to your door. And so I've got some Loot Crate comics from that. One of them that I really like, something unique that they created specifically for that service when I did it, and it is Cartoon Hangover Bravest Warriors, that was created by Pendleton Ward, Tales from the Hollow John. And I'm pretty sure that Bravest Warriors, like the art, is the same artist that did Adventure Time. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty positive. And so that's the other reason that I really like this one, because it's got that same art style. And here's just a little bit of that in the middle. And honestly, to be fair, I have not read most of these comics that I have, specifically the ones in sleeves, of course, but even ones like this, like I haven't even read this one yet. So maybe after I do this video, I'll actually read some of these. We've got Rocket Raccoon. They did a Marvel related box one time. Look at Rocket. Look at Rocket in there. I love to see it. And then the last Loot Crate related one, they did a Star Wars themed one, of course. So you got Han Solo and Chewbacca there on the cover. And here we've got Luke Skywalker right there. We love to see that as well. Those are just some random Loot Crate ones that I have. I can't recall where I got this. Axe Cop, written by a 6-year-old and drawn by his 30-year-old brother, which I think is hilarious. Ethan Nicole and Malachi Nicole. So I guess those are the two brothers. So Axe Cop, yeah, it's literally about dinosaurs and this cop guy, I guess. I haven't read it, like I said. Comics are not long. Like, I don't know why I haven't read most of these. Going back to the Batman universe, the DC type of universe, I did get this one at Ollie's, and I do need to read it. It is my chunkiest, well, one of my chunkiest comics that I have, but it is The Joker, the New 52, Death of the Family. It is by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And there's the cover, there's the Joker there. Oh my God, not the glare of you seeing me on my phone, which is how I'm videoing most of these types of videos now. So there's the Joker there. Oh God. Yeah, the art in this is wild. But like, look at that. Look at the Joker's face right there. Are you kidding? This is a thick one. This is a thick boy, and I need to read this one. It's a lot of comics all put together in one. Look at that. You got Batman right there on the back. Like, look how they drew him, and look at the Joker again. Oh my God, that's wild. That is wild. This is an older one, a little thick as well, not too bad. But this is more of a interview versus a comic book, but it is related. But it says it's the Batman, the real origins of the Dark Knight, featuring Bob Kane, Bill Finger, Jerry Robinson, Dick Sprang, Gardner Fox, Sam Hamm, Burt Ward, Frank Miller, and more. But it's David Anthony Kraft's Comics Interview Super Special. And there's Batman right there. But it's interviews with like Dick Sprang. Like, got him here and like a whole interview with him. It's an interesting way to go about doing that versus like putting it in a legitimate, not legitimate, like putting it in like a magazine. They did it this way instead. Oh man, I'm just now noticing it looks like a child has colored in this. So yeah, I'm not in pristine condition, but I don't know why I picked this one up. Probably because I just like that it is something more unique than the usual. So I've got some Archie comics, and I only have two. Well, sorry, I've got one Archie and one Betty and Veronica, because at one point I was watching the show Riverdale, and so I was kind of into that whole universe. And so we've got Archie at Riverdale High. This one's in pretty good, decent condition that I will leave in the sleeve, because these are the ones that have like actual tape in the back. So I'm gonna leave that one in there. And then the other one is the Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica, and it looks like they're like going on camping. They're going camping. I mean, respectfully, of course. Number one in a 6-issue limited series. It's a Marvel comic. Shocking, I know. But it's Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. I got it because it's Kitty Pryde. I really like her. Don't ask me questions about her. I don't know anything. But there is also a musical artist that I have seen live years and years and years ago. And her name, or her stage name, is Kitty Pryde. And so when I saw this comic book, I think that's really the reason that I bought it. But I mean, it's beautiful art. It's beautiful. I like it. Now back to Batman, and I've got 3 that are in actual legitimate sleeves. One of them is, but let me go with the more gruesome one, but it is Batman the Dark Knight, the New 52, yet again. A Cycle of Violence. It was written by Greg Hurwitz, David Finch, and Richard Friend, and one of those could also be the artist as well. I'm just listing off all of the ones there, but this one's from 2012. Be warned, like, Batman looks terrifying, but I really, really, really like the art cover of this. Like, it just looks gruesome. They made him look nasty, and I love a little bit of like weirdness. I don't know. I'm a strange one, y'all. I'm a strange one. You'll gather this over time. I just loved the cover of this in particular, and this was one that I definitely want to frame and put on the wall. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. In fact, I will put it down so you don't have to stare at him anymore, but I really like it. I really like it. This one's got a little bit of sheen to it. It's got some beveling as well. Literally, Batman looks like he is coming off of the page. Another one, great for framing, putting up on the wall. Like, can you imagine just having like a bunch of like frames of different Batman comics and others as well. So really like that one. And this is the sheen that I was talking about. Like this is a metallic and does have some beveling, which is nice. And then this one, I don't know if I can necessarily show it on YouTube, but who cares? I'm doing it anyways. It's Year One Batman Shadow of the Bat. And I'll let you take a guess as to why I like this one. This one is from 1995, I guess. Is that right? There's no way. I'll let you take a guess as to why I like this one. But we got Batman. He is there. He's just back here. But yeah, there's that comic. I'm gonna put that down now. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna end this off with 3 comics, and then I have some figures, of course. But these are 3 that I'm gonna get into, hopefully reading this year. I guess technically I did read one of these 2 years ago and then started on the second one, but I think I just need to restart. I need to start over, specifically this first one, but it is the Long Halloween like series. This one is the Batman Haunted Night. It's a Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale book. And this one is a standalone. We've got the Joker, we've got Scarecrow, and I think that is the Mad Hatter, and then Batman as well. So this is its own standalone. So technically, I guess I could just read this one. It is one of the shorter ones. But I do really just like the arts of these. We've got the Mad Hatter like taking Batman away, and yeah, just really like these series. So there's that one, and then these 2, it starts with the Batman the Long Halloween, which I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of. This is technically the one that I did read, and I'm gonna turn to a page. I actually remember quite a lot of this because you've got the guy, I can't remember his name. I think he's like the Calendar Man. Yeah, the Calendar Man, there it is. And he is being used to like ask questions about who's doing all the murders, who's doing the things. And so Batman's trying to do his detective work with Officer Gordon, of course. And so they are referencing the Calendar Man to see and trying to figure out what's going on. So we've got Batman the Long Halloween, which is technically the first. And then if you wanted to go in order, you've got Batman Dark Victory. This is the one that I got like halfway through and abandoned it. So I need to get back into it, but it does have Two-Face in it, which is why I like this one. So maybe one day I'll read both of these 2 because they are related together. And then this is a standalone. But love the colors, love the solid colors of those. Now I want to get into figures, and if you've heard a dog bark since I've been talking, because I just now realized that I could hear him, because when I'm talking I can't hear it because I have these things in as my mic. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna get into figures, just the few Batman ones that I have left. And don't ask me anything about what blind packs they're from, what the brand is. Could not tell you. I've got a pop figure that I do know about. I want to say this is like Adam West's version of Batman, which I kind of like. And then we've got this Batman here with a Batarang in his hand, ready to throw it. Then we've got a gold Batman. Most of these are blind bags, specifically these 2 for sure. And then these are from, I can't even remember. It's like it's a game. It's a video game that I have on DS, or I'm sorry, on 3DS. And can't think of what it is, but they came in a set, and you could have gotten any other character, not just Batman. There were other like DC characters, but I ended up getting the 2 Batman ones, which is wild and very meant to be. But you've got like a vampire looking one, and in fact, let me do the whole beauty guru thing here. And then last one is my biggest one that I will probably hold on to forever, even if those ones end up going away at some point in the future. It is my big pop figure of Batman. I don't know if this is pop branding. I think this is a different brand, but I really like it. I like that it's a fabric. I like the feel of him, and he's a little boy that I just stick on the shelf, and he's adorable. But those are all of my comic books and Batman figures. Of course, let me know in the comments below if you collect comics. And do you think there's a better way I should be storing some that I have shown? I really don't know and have yet to look up the ones that I have versus like the value or anything. I'm sure none of these are of any value. They're just of value to me. So I will definitely be framing some of these in the future because I just like the way that they look. And that's the whole point of why I purchased them myself. But thank y'all so much for watching.